We have key specs and displays revealed for the Samsung Galaxy S22, and that's coming up right after this. Today, we've got the last of the key specs confirmed along with the design reveal for the Samsung Galaxy S22. Before we get started though, please like the video if you're a fan of Samsung, let me know in the comments what S22 model you're looking forward to, and if you haven't already, then hit subscribe now so you don't miss a thing in the future. So the first story of the day is about the camera specs of the Samsung Galaxy S22. Last week, Ice Universe revealed all the specs for the Ultra, and today he's given us even more. He tweeted this morning to give us the display and camera specs for the Galaxy S22 and the S22 Plus, and these specs are as follows. With the Galaxy S22, we get a 6.06-inch display, and then on the S22 Plus, it's 6.55 inches. We've got the same camera system on both phones, which consist of a 50-megapixel primary camera with a 1/1.57-inch sensor and 1 micrometer pixels. It will of course be a wide-angle camera, and it's got an aperture of f1.8. We get a 12-megapixel ultra-wide with a 1/2.55-inch sensor, 1.4 micrometer pixels, and an aperture of f2.2. Finally, we've got a 10-megapixel telephoto with a 1/3.94-inch sensor, 1 micrometer pixels, an aperture of f2.4, and 3 times optical zoom. He also divulges that the selfie camera, which is in the form of a punch-hole camera on the top center of the front, and according to Ice Universe, it's a 10-megapixel camera with a 1/3.24-inch sensor, 1.22 micrometer pixels, and an aperture of f2.2. Now overall, it's a sensible camera setup with a configuration that's proving very popular in the current market. Now hopefully we do see some big improvements to the cameras, but we'll have to wait for the camera test to compare. Now next up, we've got the screen protectors leaked from Ice Universe again, and he tweeted photos along with a durability test video. Now the photos side by side give us a great look at what the phones are going to look like and the size differences between them, and you can also see a cutout on each for the punch hole selfie camera in the top center. Now the S22 and the S22 Plus are very rounded at the edges, while the S22 Ultra is in a much more square form similar to the Note. All of them have extremely thin bezels all round, and I think we're really in for some great smartphones from Samsung. Having the Ultra essentially being the Note is in my opinion one of the best decisions Samsung have made. The Ultra is always a huge phone and essentially what the Note was in the past. With the Note and the S range using the same chipset and similar hardware all round, it just doesn't make sense to have them in two separate ranges anymore. Now the durability test shows them testing with liquid as well as bending, and while there is some bubbling on the screen after the big bend, you have to remember that this is just to test the durability. If you were able to bend it that much while attached to your phone, then you wouldn't have much of a phone left. Overall though, I'm happy with the S22 series, and there really is a flagship for everyone. I think the only people that may be disappointed are those that want a large screen but also a flat display. Now that being said, the S22 Ultra, while it is curved, it's only a minor curve at the very edge, so I don't see this being too much of a problem. But for those excited for the Galaxy S22 launch, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing for all three phones in the range. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first of all, we've got the standard Galaxy S22. The Galaxy S22 is going to come with a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and we're getting a Full HD Plus resolution of 1080 by 2400 and a 120Hz refresh rate. When it comes to the selfie camera, early rumors suggested an in-display selfie camera, but this is not going to be the case due to their poor performance and quality. The Galaxy S22 will instead have a 12-megapixel punch-hole selfie camera. On the rear, it's going to be a triple camera setup, and this is consisting of a wide, an ultra-wide, and a telephoto camera. It's going to be powered by either the Exynos 2200 or the Snapdragon 898 depending on region, and both are 4nm chipsets. It's likely going to come with 12 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128 or 256 storage, and this will of course be UFS 3.1. It's all going to be powered by a 3800 mAh battery with 25-watt fast charging, and this will also have wireless and reverse wireless charging. It will of course have 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, and of course be running One UI 4 based on Android 12. The standard Galaxy S22 is likely to start from $850, and of course the highest storage option will be more. Now next up, we've got the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus. The S22 Plus is coming with a larger 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display. Going by previous releases, it's likely to be a Full HD Plus resolution of 1080 by 2400, but it will have a 120Hz display. We're expecting a 12 megapixel wide-angle camera on the front in the form of a punch-hole selfie camera, and then on the rear we're likely to see another triple camera setup. This is going to be a wide and ultra-wide and a telephoto. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 898 or the Exynos 2200 depending on the region, and it's likely going to come with 12 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128 or 256 storage, which will of course be UFS 3.1. It's all going to be powered by a 4600 mAh battery, and it's going to support 25-watt fast charging along with wireless and reverse wireless charging. It will of course have 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2 and be running One UI 4 based on Android 12. For those waiting for the Galaxy S22 Plus, it's likely going to start from $1,100. Now finally, we've got the most premium model, the Galaxy S22 Ultra. The Galaxy S22 Ultra is coming with a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display, but this time with a Quad HD Plus resolution of 1440 by 3200. It will of course be an LTPO panel with a 120Hz refresh rate, and we're expecting a high screen to body ratio. We get a punch-hole selfie camera on the front, and while the sensor is still unknown at the moment, it's likely going to have a much higher pixel count than the other two, so maybe 40 to 50 megapixels. When it comes to the rear, we're getting a 108 megapixel improved version of the HM3 as the primary camera. We get a 12 megapixel ultra wide, then we also get two 10 megapixel telephoto cameras. One of the telephotos is going to have 3 times optical zoom, and the other is going to have 10 times, meaning plenty of photography options. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 898 or the Exynos 2200 depending on the region, and it's going to come with a choice of 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, 128, 256, 512 and maybe even 1 terabyte storage. It's all going to be powered by a 5000 mAh battery, but this time we get 45-watt fast charging, and again it will have wireless and reverse wireless charging. The S22 Ultra is going to have 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2 and it's going to run One UI 4 based on Android 12. When it comes to the price, unfortunately, as we know, it is going to be expensive, and we can pretty much expect it to start around $1,300. So we've got plenty of information now, and with launch just around the corner, it's unlikely to be long until we know everything there is to know. As always though, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments, so who out there is excited for the Galaxy S22 and which model are you waiting for? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.